I clicked the button. Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations and welcome to today's live stream. Well, this isn't exactly a tutorial. It isn't exactly not a tutorial either. We're just going to be making some wire wrapped jewelry and I'm prototyping the design that we're going to be doing for our August craft along kit. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let me fool about with a few things here on my end. Hey Sabea, oh, how are you doing? Let me see. There we go. Got that minimized. It looks like everything's going good. So we're going to be using some, if you're following along with me, you could be using 18 or 20 or even 16 gauge wire for your core wire. And then quite possibly, like I'm using a 28 gauge, but you could use like 24, 26, 28, or even 30 gauge if you have it on hand. We're gonna do just a little bit of coiling. Hola, how are you doing? Haven't caught a live in too long. Yeah, well, we haven't done one in a hot minute either. Hey, Cat and Cauldron. Hey, Erica. Erica says, welcome back. Hey, Kathy. It's really good to be back, you guys. We have our post-Maddie depression, and my camera just died. So let's see what we can do about that. So it's just been, I'm so grumpy, you guys. Like I miss Maddie so bad. But it's fine. I'll survive. But poor Randy, I hope he gets through it too, because he's been putting up with me. But we're gonna be wire wrapping in this style today. Let me see. This style today. Hey little sprite. Yeah, we're here today. We're a little later in the day because we're just trying to get everything. It is officially Dragon Con Crunch. Hi, Bob and Randy. Hey, Tiggy. I know, right, Kathy? But it's just, it'll be all right. We got Ember. Yeah. And then Randy's moderating for us in the other room. Hey, Itzy. How are you doing today? Misty Bunches. Hope you had a fantastic vacation with Maddie. It's so hard to miss them so much, but they are worth it. You're right about that. Same. So glad to catch you live. It's been a while. Well, hey, Venus. It has been a while. So we're going to be wrapping in this style today, and I'm going to wrap another one of these because, like I had said earlier, this is August's craft along project. It's going to be doing this style of wrap. And we're Dragon Con prep as well. So Randy says we need more pendants. So I am making more pendants. Hey, baby girl. Yes. Sorry, the boss has come to check in with me. Yeah. Oh, such a good snookum pookums. Yeah. Well, can I pick you up? Whoa, who's my big girl? Yes, you are. Wait, ow, what are you doing? Don't put your butthole on me. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. That's okay. We're fine. Oh, level 1, Venus. Hey, Divine. Oh, Kit says hi there. Can't comment on YouTube. I've just forgotten where the comment section is. There's no telling. Well, Ember's saying hey to everybody. She's loving on the camera. Yeah. You just got way to giddy. I was expecting you here. Oh, well, it is good to be back. CE Meow checking in. Yes, 100%. Oh, finally got all my crafts area put back together and when I start playing again, I'm glad to watch you. Right on, little sprite. Well, as soon as management clears out, not to rush her or anything. So I'm going to start with the 18 gauge wire. Do you want to come sit over here, baby? My pretty little schnookums. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. You're just going to hunker down right there, aren't you? Okay. So I'm going to be pulling off about, what would you say, Ember? 2.5 feet of wire. This can use quite a bit of wire, but that's okay. Babe, I think, well, I gotta get up underneath you. Don't bite me. There we go. Just pulled the wire snips out from under the cat. And let's see if I can go like this. There we go. We'll make this work. Who's the prettiest little? Who's that beautiful girl? Wow. Could she be any cuter? No, babe. Okay. Oh, okay. It's when you open it in Chrome. It's the future, and I don't know how anything works. Alrighty. So, little over 2 feet of the 18 gauge wire, and I'm going to be real careful because I don't want to get the cat all riled up. But I'm going to do 3 wraps on the 7mm segment of our stick mandrel here. You could use a pen, you could use a knitting needle, just whatever you like. Right on, Kit. And then we're just going to come in kind of tight right in there and twist and twist and twist. Sorry, this cat. Like, Ember, bro, what is up? Who's this cutest little bookworms? Yes. Oh. Sorry, she rarely pays me this much attention. So. Oh, I did, Kit. Thank you so much. I want to show it off. And y'all, I don't know why I'm like this. I'm so insecure that I like lit a scented candle before today's live stream because I was like, I don't want my house to be stinky. But look at what our friend Kit sent us, you guys. It is the most beautiful of sun catchers, like wind chimes. I love it, Kit. You did so good, and it arrived in like perfect condition. I don't know if y'all can see, but like, it's amazing. This is the biggest wire tree I think I've ever seen, and it's just gorgeous. Let's see if I can hang it back up without catching myself on fire on this scented candle or getting my booby stuck in a ceiling fan. Or no, it's not a ceiling fan. It's just a regular fan. All right. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Kit. Ember, may I tempt you over into this area? Yeah, maybe. She says perhaps. Perhaps. All right. In which case, now we can come back. All right. I think this will work out a little better for us because this way I'm not going to be hitting the cat in the face. Perhaps. With the wire. Okay. So we have our bail. The pillow needs washed. Don't blow it at me. She saw you with her pillow, honey. Oh, her little pillow. You'll come sit over here? Yeah? Aw. On her little... She's got her little, well, there goes being productive, but she's got a little... I don't know, what's the name of that kind of, cute pillow. There's a name for that, and I've just brain farted all over the place. Good thing I lit that scented candle. And nobody can smell my brain farts. May I get my stick mandrel? Don't bite me. She hates it when I'm by her tummy. Okay, there we go. Our little princess puff, yes. So I'm going to come through on the 10mm segment of this, like the thickest part of my stick mandrel, to yeah, I'm just going to do 2 wraps, and then we're going to move on to the next one. And now, y'all, if the live stream format isn't necessarily like your thing, oh my god, I'm so covered in cat hair. We do have a tutorial coming up for this design, so we got something for everybody, or we try to. And I'm going to do 5 of these. There's 1, 2. Now, normally, whenever I'm making this style of wrap, 1, 2. Hey, Denise, how's it going? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this will be our 5th one. But usually whenever I make these, I'll have however many I do be based off of how large our stone is, but on a smaller but dummy thick stone like this one here. No way. Yeah, it has been a while. We had a little bit of a vacation of just getting all the loose ends tied up while Maddie was still here. And then, so like, it was just a break from streaming is all it was. So now I'm going to come in, just inserting my pliers and going, boop, opening that up, boop, 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 and boop. There we go. Now it's okay if it gets a little bit of a twist in it. We just straighten it back out. And we do want it to be like this in orientation in relation to the into the bale. I saw you do this before with an ammonite. Yes. Ooh. Oh wow. Kit says I just scored some ammonites with ammonite in it, and I want to use this design on them. Yes, we did. I had done like a real short TikTok style video of this guy here. And this is essentially the same technique that we're using. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff in this style of wrap for in today's stream, just because, well, we need it for in the booth. And now I'm going to be using our ring mandrel to just shape this on around. Hey Viking, how's it going? Oh, thank you for the follow. So we're going to bring this around and then I'm going to get that in there. And I just want to wrap it because once we get this part secured, everything else is just decoration, you guys. And so now I'm going to come in. I'm going to choose just whichever side we think we want to be the back. And I'm going to use the end of our ring mandrel. And if you're using a larger stone, you could use something like this. To just something to use. You could use like, I mean, anything that's rough about the size that you want or similar to the shape and size of your cabochon, you can use that. Hey Saki girl. Okay, and so that makes the nice little backside of our bale. Doing some stretchy chainmail bracelets today. Nice. We actually just tagged up a whole bunch of stretchy chainmail, so it is good stuff. And I'm just coming through and I'm just squeezing that on down. And you can see it's a little wild up here. That's okay. We can take that and just smush it a little harder. And I'm going to come in here and I just want to squeeze these together a smidge. I really think with the 18 gauge, this holds up really, really well, you guys. And then I'm going to be using my flat nose pliers to just shape this down like that. Just pressing it against the stone. And you'll want to be careful if you're using a soft stone. This is, I don't know why I keep saying stone. This is just a fused, well, it's one of our homemade fused glass cabochons. So it is very, very sturdy. So that's how that's looking. And if we want to add a little bit of something to this, I'm actually going to take each of these, just experimenting really, little pieces like that. And I'm just going to, oops, sorry, Ember, curve them to make them be like a little bit of a wave. How did we do that? There we go. Just curving them all kind of in the same direction. But this will tighten things down. Ooh. And it's also going to, yeah, you can imagine, I would not want to do this on like the face of a soft jasper or like a turquoise or something. Oh, hey, Dan. Dan says, wow, this is the first live I have gotten to see in a long time. Well, welcome back. I'm glad you're able to join us. Ah, hey, Al. How's it going? Afternoon, people. Working a herringbone necklace today. Nice, Esoterica. But yet, woo! Ooh. Oh, it's not so bad. Got myself with my own fingernail. Yeah, I'm okay. I could use like 10,000 Randy kisses. So be careful. It gets kind of tight on these last ones. There we go. Kit says, I'm crocheting a cloth for under my dish rack. Oh, it was caking yarn, but then the skeins I had left to cake are so tangled that it took me 3 hours just to untangle two. Oh. What's caking yarn? I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, no, whenever you're making your own of this wrap, you may be able to see some light cutting through there. We want a little bit of space there. So, oh, it's okay if your pliers booger up your wire. Like, these things happen. Yeah, Ember's supervising. All from her little pillow perch. She's a good friend. She's slobbering, but she's a good friend. Oh, well, hey, Joyce, welcome to the live stream. If y'all have any questions about anything, do feel free to ask. We try to keep things crafty in the chat, but it didn't have to be like about wire wrapping. So, yeah. Only 10,000, says Al. Yeah. Being lazy watching the Olympics. Nice. I have not tuned into the Olympics yet this year. I always like to watch like the gymnasts and stuff. That's always so fun and impressive. It's a spinner tool that turns your yarn balls into cakes. Ah, okay, I understand. Ooh. I bet that does get messy. Okay, so now technically we could just snip off our wire and like smush it down, and that is a perfectly acceptable wrap, actually. Like, I think that actually looks pretty cool. Now, I'm going to add all the different layers because I did mar up my wire, and well, I like to hide that. So, aw, Venus says my little Maddie Pooh is the perfect supervisor as well. Nice. So I'm just going to come on in, and I do a lot of those little itsy bitsy spirals. So we're just going to shape around like that. And I know it seems like witchcraft, and that's probably because it is, but just have faith in yourself, trust the process, trust the project, and you'll be able to get your spirals and stuff. Like, just don't sweat it. Like, we're not using 18 gauge sterling or pure silver or gold plated or anything like that. This is very affordable copper core. It is silver plated, and then it's covered with a clear enamel, but it's affordable stuff. So do not let the pursuit of perfection get in the way of getting stuff getting stuff made and having fun and getting your practice in. Ooh, we're gonna have to add some beads. What color bead should I add? I know what color bead I want to add. The same color of bead I was adding to the other one. I really like, with this teal and dichro, this kind of like nice magenta. Kathy says she's savoring that beautiful cabochon you're wrapping. Ooh. Oh, a multi-poo. Okay. I thought that was just your dog's name, Maddie Poo, and I'm like, all right. Is that a Maltese poodle mix? But yeah, you want to make sure that your bead fits onto your wire. That's always nice. And I'm going to do something different. Normally I would, well, I'll show you, and then we'll do something different. But normally I'd come through right here. And if you have a hard time with spirals, hey, Propel, how are you doing? If you have a hard time with spirals, adding a bead is actually a great way to get into the practice of building up some of these more like swirly, organic-y looking spirals, because it gives you something to build around. And beads are just so pretty that it's hard to go wrong. Shameless self-promotion. We have some of these dichroic cabs coming into our shop this Monday. And then we are also, these are some of the dichroic glass that we're sending out in our August craft-along kits. So I'm pretty excited about that. It is really hot outside. It's disgusting. But yeah, so that space that's between the frame and our wire, that's where I want to just poke our wire through, or the space between the wire and the cabochon. That gives us a place to be able to ground what it is that we're doing. And then I want it to grow like vines, the vines that go wild in my garden, and just get in every. What's up? She my buddy. Ooh. Huh?
We're going to need to extend for short.
For a bracelet or a bezel? It depends entirely on the cabs that you want to set. Surely I have some loosey-goosey cabochons somewhere over here. Do you want to pick some out of the bin? Ooh, we could do this one. Because I have a couple of these from the Gem and Mineral show. And they're all cabbed the same size. That will be perfect. Only know you can hide. Well, before I get them all out. But yeah, we have at least 6 of these. I didn't know you were in there weaving. Can I have 10,000 kisses real quick? Can I have like 3? It hurts real bad. Z's not as good a kisser as you. No tongue. Did you look? Ew! Haha, now you have cat fur in your mouth. Okay, sorry, we're being weird. Let me see. How does it fit? I would say if you could try. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be. Let's start with 10. Thank you, baby. Oh no, Dan says my fingers are too fat to do that. It can be really tricky to, my husband has very like beefy hands. And so he relies very much on his tools whenever he's weaving chainmail or whenever he's doing wire wrapping. So large and robust hands can do delicate work. It's just there's always that clumsy getting started at something. So, and also just make bigger stuff too. It's always, if you have it in your heart to want to do something, the obstacle is the way. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to thread that through. Al says, here, Randy, me too. And so I just take it and I'm just building it. I want it to grow like vines that go wild out in the garden. And now we're going to take this. He moves. He does. He's not just a figment of my imagination for now. Oh, Ember, you careful, baby. I don't mean to be poking my cat in the face with the wire. So I'm going to try, before we get too much into this spiral, to just sneak it in that way. And now we've gotten our wire through. And your wire may end up getting a little chewed up. That's okay. These things happen. It's still, let it be what it is. Somebody may absolutely love it. And if you're quite new to wire wrapping, and so if your wire's getting like real chewed up, I recommend using bare copper wire, because there's not a whole lot that you can do to that can't be filed or polished out. So if your pliers are slipping a lot or anything like that. So there's a little bit of that, just organic, just messy. For so many years, I've been focusing, trying to develop and refine and get decent at doing pieces like this. And I think I finally satisfied myself on this dragonfly, on being able, on proving to myself that I can do tidy things. because like this came out exactly, and there's some variation, but for the most part, this came out like crisp. But I've been trying, to get to where I felt decent at doing pieces like these. And I've gotten better at keeping the backs tidy over the years and stuff, but I feel like I've been pursuing what doesn't come naturally to me, and it's kind of nice to come back to just rolling around in what does come naturally to me. Because, oh boy, it's fun. And these messes, ooh, I like making messes. But yeah, so we're going to put this little bead here and just shaping the wire around the bead. Is the lighting decent on this for y'all? Let me see. Boom. We might be able to, that might help. It's always fun when at vending people ask my girlfriend how she does it, and then look when they say when she says I make everything. Al, I've gotten that same look when people ask us about our chainmail and leatherworking. They'll be just kicking off conversations with Randy about how he does the leatherworking, and he lets them speak, but then whenever he gets a chance, he'll be like, "It's all her," but it's interesting. But you'd make such beautiful jewelry, Al. Oh, Denise. Oh, hey, Loki. How's it going? This is so pretty. Oh, I love this teal. Like, it's hard to go wrong whenever it's a color that you're just in love with. Now, this spiral is so wonky. Let's see if we can't do something about that by just cramming the pliers in there. Oh, yes. And then yep, perfect. Loki says it's getting better. Nice. Dan says, I like wire wrapping, but give me a broken car to fix any day. Oh, that's nice. I don't know anything about fixing cars. I remember having very fond memories of in our first apartment together down in Texas. Our radiator hose had blown right off of our truck, and we, like, a kind stranger saw us on the edge of the highway and took us to like an AutoZone or something, and we got the part that we needed. But the hose clamps, if you don't have like a pair of the vice, or are they vice grips, or the pliers that like the jaw can like unhinge its jaw, if you don't have that, these don't cut it. Like, and Randy and I struggled to try to get that hose clamp open enough. And then one of Randy's friends' moms had the correct pliers, and it was just the quickest fix of anything. But I hope to one day know a little bit more about fixing vehicles. I feel like if I'm in a vehicle, I should know something about how to make it go in case it breaks. But the depth of my ignorance astounds me. Lori says, she's back and she's got her groove on. Hey, Lori, how are you doing? I got my kitty hanging out with me. Ooh, Denise says, did you get the picture of the necklace I made with your beads? I don't know. Maybe it's been a blur. Hey, honey. Thank you. Only know. Oh yeah, she keeps trying to. She rubbed her booty hole all over the side of my head, right at the beginning of the stream. I picked her up, and she never does this, but she climbed up onto my shoulder and started like, I know. Do you mind if I shorten this down and get it closed?
So it's at 30.
I think it's going to be at like 29, but give me a sec. Yeah. I just miss you. We're so busy working all day, I barely get to see you. Well, he says. Okay. So, the doggy hug. Wow, Dan says, I've been fixing cars for 50 years. Do you specialize in anything? Like mufflers, or like do you just like fix it all? Loki says, I liked your TikToks posted over the last week or so. The bead organizer is a mind blower. A friend would term it organizational prawn. Yeah, I think I actually did that as a hashtag in the one that we scheduled for tomorrow. Bead prawn. I mean, it is. I like big beads, and I cannot lie. Oh, so what we're doing right here is a half Persian 3-in-1 chainmail that Randy's woven, and I'm trying to get the ends joined together. It makes me nervous when Ember's watching. Master Tech, right on.
Right.
Huh?
Get brighter.
What? Oh, I didn't notice. I've got these silly ring lights. All right. Yes. Yeah, but it was like 1 unit.
Okay.
So I think it's 28. And that's just enough that it's going to hold on. God, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Here's your earrings back. Actually, I need those. I'm going to attach a bail. Okay, baby. Hey, Quiet Space says, how's you, Vaughn? I'm good. Kat called and said she really missed you while you were gone. She's ignored me since we've been home. We got home, Monday evening. But thank you for saying that, Loki. I've been trying a software called Napoleon Cat that, cause like I cannot get Facebook Meta, like the Facebook business like planner where I'm supposed to be able to like plan and schedule our social media posts. I cannot get it to work consistently, which is so frustrating. And so I've been using Napoleon Cat, which enables me to set up our social media posts ahead of time. Like I can actually show y'all real quick. It's going to be super advanced screen capture. But I don't think I'm doxing myself or anything. So, but this is all I needed. This publication schedule here. So it lets me set up like right here. I could click for like August 8th, and of course it's going to be very slow. But you can click, and I have it linked to our different accounts. So I would click those. Oops. I like to do them in a particular order. So I'd go like that, and you can choose whether it's going to be a post or a reel, or a post or a reel or a story on Instagram. I don't know how to use stories, but then you just, is it? Oh, well, camera's losing its mind. So we'll go ahead and shift this back around. But it enables me to plan as far in advance as what is necessary. And so it's been really nice to be able to I'm trying to set up a coherent social media marketing strategy that is actually helpful to people, because for the life of me, I can't like get the algorithm to have mercy on me. So I'm so tired. Like I'm so tired of being worried about the vanity metrics and likes and different things like that. So I'm trying to completely reset my mindset on all of this stuff too, instead of comparing it to the numbers that we were pulling, which constantly makes me feel like a failure, because it's like, people used to actually get shown our stuff, which I don't like shirking the personal responsibility of it. I think this software is going to help me to do my best, I do hope, in being able to be helpful to other people who are interested in learning how to make their own jewelry, or in bead porn, or anything like that. Lori says, I need to pick your brain. You know the organizer you have your stash of head pins in. Where did you find that, please and thank you? Hey, Christina. Well, I have a couple of different organizers with head pins in it. Do you mean this one? Because if you do, I have very bad news. This was given to me in like 2007 by my best friend Lara, who gave me all of her old beads from when she was a kid, and they were in this. So I don't know if anybody's still carrying it, because she had those beads since like middle school. Hey, Sarah. I'm pass that along to a friend who's in the educational business training on LinkedIn. but that would help her biz work. And you can sync it with LinkedIn as well. It's just really nice to oh, those are from Michael's, right on. Oh, Loki says, I'm struggling with adopting a system for SKU numbering my inventory. I just ignore all that stuff. Like, we don't have any sort of organizational anything really, now that I'm thinking about it. Let me mess around with the camera just a little more. Just because I want Ember in frame, because she's such a cutie patootie. Yes, you are. Oh, well, Lori, Erica says that they're from Michael's, so you might be able to find also like fishing tackle boxes for like the lures, and some of the longer things can get you really nice like ooh, Tigra says that blue container looks like the one I got from Walmart as well. Yeah. So, because what's nice about it is the long, narrow organizer sections. So, but yeah, we got that put together. And before I put the UV resin in the back, God, it's beautiful even on the back. The lapidary artist did such a good job on this. I wish I could remember his company name, but it was from the Gem and Mineral show we went to a while ago. Was that back in March? Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Meow, meow, meow. What a good kitty. Okay, back to making wire wrap jewelry. But yeah, so I'm going to curve this around, and then I'm going to use my thumbnail to just do a little bit of a bend, because that's where I want our next spiral to start building. And even if we build it a little off to the side, like how that's not in line with the pendant at all, that's okay. We'll just get it shaped, and then we'll get it up into space, or into its space. And then I just want to thread right there again in that space between the edge of the cabochon and the wire frame. And then I'm just going to pull on through, give it a little bit of a squishy smush. Oh, well, hey, Ernest. This is, dang, you wrapped that perfect. It's so hard to wire wrap my stones. I'm a beginner. Well, can I ask you a few questions, Ernest? Because it can be really tricky getting started, but one of the main things that I recommend folks to take a look at is sometimes the wire that we're using can be working against us. And this is not a product placement or anything like that, but I really enjoy Parawire as a brand because it's very affordable, and it's a copper core that's been, this one's been silver plated and then enameled, but this one here just has that colored enamel on it. But it's really great because whenever you're wrapping with it, you can take it, and this is an 18 gauge, and so whenever you go like that, it actually stays. Where there are some wires, whenever I first got into wire wrapping, that I didn't realize that they were like steel wires, and so I would try to do that, and then it would like spring back open to be like this, like instead of just staying where I put it. And so just sometimes the wire that we're working with can be really working against us. All right, on Brenda, I missed y'all too. Looks like some are at dollar stores too. Well, that's excellent news for Lori. But keep in mind, Ernest, too, I've been wire wrapping. That's a very big compliment too, because there's a lot wrong with this one. Like from where my specifically where my pliers pinched, that really can. Man, my nails look jacked, y'all. We did some tie dye and stuff, and it's like oof. But yeah, it pinched my wire, so I'm trying to cover that up. But we've been wire wrapping professionally since 2008, so I've had a mess of practice. He says, I'm using the 16 gauge wire from the hobby store, but it's hard to bend. I went to a size lower. Right on. Now, I don't know, like, some wires are more available regionally, but I'd experiment with some different wires, or even like stripping out some old electrical wiring and using the copper that's inside that. You can actually heat it with just like a butane torch, and then dunk it into some water, and that'll cool it, and that'll make it real soft. Oh, Kit, oh my God. We'll see you, Kit. Good luck. I hope everybody's okay. Yes, baby? Yes. Okay. So Randy just, sorry, I was about to panic. I want to thank everybody, complete topic change, but I want to thank everybody who placed a pre-order on our malachite tops. All but 2 of them have been shipped. And I have to show y'all what happened because I didn't even know that this was possible. Like, okay, so side quest story. Maddie and I were playing dress up, and I was brushing her hair so that we could braid it, and she was like, "Damn, Vaughn, you're kind of heavy-handed." She said as I was like brushing her hair, and it was like pulling her face back and stuff. But we were tying up the top to do a geode, and I'm gonna demonstrate real quick. The way that we do a geode is we'll like grab it in a spot. This is a shirt. We'll grab it in a spot and come down like this, and then we'll start tying. And we tie with this waxed synthetic sinew until we get to the end, and that's what gives it like really cool, like, I didn't make this top, but it's what gives it those really cool like lines. Well, apparently if you pull too hard, it tears right through the shirt. So I don't know what I was stressed about, but I took it off on this person, or I took it out on this person's medium shirt. So we had to reorder that one. So all but 2 of them are sent out and on their way. So, thank you, Fleming. Ernest is damn 2008. Yeah, yeah, it was a lifetime ago. Oh goodness, but yeah. So other than that, the tie dyes went really well. So, bye, Venus. Hey, Strings, how are you doing? Okay, let's see. So I'm actually going to be adding. Ooh, let's put a bead down there. But yeah, checking out what kind of wire you're using. So I'm thinking if you have access to like a Hobby Lobby, do they even still carry? It's been so long since I've been to a Hobby Lobby. Do they still carry the vintage wire? Because that's rebranded Parawire. It's good stuff though. But I don't even think Hobby Lobby does coupons anymore. That's why I stopped going to Hobby Lobbies. Like, if you don't have coupons, I don't want to be here. Like, that's the whole thing. We used to go, and we used to, when we lived in Tennessee, we were lucky enough to live near a town that had 2 Hobby Lobbies. So we would go and we would like really abuse those coupons. Oh no, and my plier bit the wires again. That's okay. I'll just hide it under more. Bye, Abby. We love you. Will we see you tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. Right on. Bye. And I don't even, where'd the end of that one go? Ooh, now we could leave this one like that. It's even almost a little symmetrical in spots. I kind of want to make it go crazy. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to smush it with my thumbnail because I want it more broad. When in doubt, smush it out. Just nice and organic is the term I like to use. Sarah says, got my shipping notice. Cannot wait to see my tie-dye. Ooh. Misty says, might have just been a lemon shirt. No, Randy and I were definitely, because he was helping me tie. Like, he was doing a shirt and I was doing a shirt, and I don't remember what we were talking about. It was something to do with dragon prep, I'm sure. And I just ripped right through it. I didn't mean to, but oh wow, Ernest says, can I pay you to wire wrap a couple stones for me? Ernest, if you could send us an email to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com with like pictures of the stones that you'd like us to wrap, as well as maybe a reference image, like if you want it wrapped like this, or if you want it wrapped like this, or if you want it wrapped like this. We will be taking custom work again after Labor Day weekend. I just said, but Randy's in the other room going, not till after Dragon. So yeah, I'm from Hispana. Oh, right on, Fleming. If you saw my award in the hashtag. Oh, I didn't, Strings. I'm so sorry. Things have been so bonkers around here. I haven't checked our hashtags or anything. And like, I'm just drowning, and instead of finding it, I just like, so that is what that is. My hands exuded the stress faux show. So I didn't mean for it to eat through somebody's shirt though. But I think I think we'll leave this one as is. Cat fur is always free. Is this light being helpful? Because I wonder. Let me check. Oh, my phone's still charging. We'll leave the light on. When first placed at the same art show I did last year, they loved the gallery wraps. They called me a wire wizard. Oh, that's awesome, Strings. Hey, Jettison. Bye, Denise. Have a great rest of your day. Gotcha, Strings. Right on. So there's another one. And now let us see. What should we wrap next? You can always pull out our little... Oh, what did I even knock off the table? Oh, it's just a thing of wire. That's okay. Oh, there it goes again. Let's see. Ooh, up next, I think I'm gonna wrap. This is a beautiful heart that our friend Kit sent to us, actually. That's dendritic agate. That's Katista. Oh, our email is backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. Thank you for the follow, Mello. Now this one has a really cute little hole through it, but that doesn't mean that we can't wrap it like this. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I love agates. They're just some of the prettiest stones. So much character. Thank you, Randy. Okay, let me put this back in its drawer from whence it came. Because see, I'm looking at it and I kind of want to do like a little like around that way. I don't want to say that this stone's too nice to use for this, but I have a vision for this stone that is not quite this style of wrap. So I'll grab one of these that I was going to do for Randy. Ooh, but we could do a fossil. These are one of the fossils. Oh, actually, let me go get my... I have a thing for this. I'm not going to the bathroom. It's okay. I have my mic on. I mean, I'm in the bathroom, but it's only because it's identification. National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Fossils. All right, Ember, let's see. What fossil is this? You see? You want to sniff it? She's uninterested. You want some chin rubs? Oh, she loves a good chin rub. Okay. Yes, baby? Ooh, he got another one. Thank you, baby. So before we look up this fossil, let me... The ADHD is strong today. So we're just going to hook that through, bringing this around, hooking through that end there. I have some gem quality stones. Do you think you could make earrings or rings? Maybe. Now for gem quality stuff, you may want like sterling silver or something like that, as opposed to this craft wire that I use on some of our pieces, which I love the craft wire, but it's definitely, if it's an heirloom quality gem, I'd want to be using heirloom quality, like fine or precious metals. So there's that one, and then that one's so pretty too. Okay, so this is an ocean jasper, I think. Let's see. Might be a little too tight. Ooh, this is a really nice banded agate. He just downloaded Kik a few weeks ago. Ooh, oh really? Mellow Doc? Oh. There we go. And I love these because, let me switch the flash off. Well, the camera's not doing a very good job of it. Let's see. Oh, yes. Do you see that? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, That is just wicked cool. Okay. Okay. Got like 5 sapphire stones. Oh, wow, Dan. Again, send us an email and I'll see what I can do for you after Labor Day weekend. That's our next big vending event is Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia. The whole, like, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Whew. Okay. Oh, right. We were looking this up. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. What were we looking at? That's a decent size. It fits some of my stones, but I may need one size larger too. Now it's somewhere in here. Okay, I think they have them. Oh, look at that one. I would lose my mind if I found a fossil that cool. That is so neat. What are they? Stereochrydidaris? Oh, I don't know how to pronounce anything. I can barely speak the little bit of English that I know, and it's just my mother tongue. Okay, did ferns evolve after trilobites? Like, what's going on here? There they are. Plants, 487 to 507. I know I could probably just use the Google Lens, but I'm trying to make, like, my brain do work, if that makes sense. Here we go. Plant matter. I wonder, is this the same? Are you this one or are you that one? That's the same plant. Picopterus. I don't think I never know if their C's are like or S, you know? Pisopterus or Picopterus. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Ember, we figured it out. Hey, Ember, don't ignore me. She's so uninterested. She only likes books for laying on. Ooh! A lepidodendron scale. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this Velociraptor, Prixcopteris. We're gonna wrap this fossil. It's a hard C in Latin for cop. Oh, for a K sound. Okay. Thank you, Misty. How are you doing today, by the way? Hey, Brooke. And Dan says, I want to give them to my sister Labor Day on her birthday 2025. This year she turned 63 on Labor Day. Oh, well, happy early birthday to her. That'll be really cool. All right. So I'm going to be gentle with this one because for those of y'all who've followed along with the channel for a while, I had done a really cool trilobite fossil wrap for a lady, but it was thin, much thinner even than this one, and it broke in shipping on getting it back home to her. So hopefully this one doesn't break. We'll see. I'm going to set that off over there. So since I don't want it to break, since I want to be real careful with it, I'm going to use a thinner gauge wire. And if you're new into wire wrapping, the larger the number, the thinner the gauge. So 18 gauge here is like dummy thick. And then our 28 gauge wire is hair fine thin. So using the 20 gauge, it's just a little thinner. It's a little more malleable. And it's not going to give us as much resistance whenever we're trying to form it around the edge of our stone. And then I'm going to use some of my favorite nylon jaw pliers. And watch out, Ember, I'm coming through. I use this to just straighten out our wire, get any little kinks, and you can kind of see that's fresh off the spool and that's been straightened. It just makes it crispier. I don't want to do that too much because then it'll give us crunchier spirals. They won't want to smooth as much. And I'm going to use 2 lengths of this. Hey, Dee Dee. And I'm just using a full arm span. Now I realize that, you know, not everybody's arm span. I'm using like about that much. So arm span to my shoulder. I love it too, Christina. I don't want to bother her too much because I don't want her to go, but I can't resist giving her some little scratches. But now we have 2 wires, but I use arm span because if you've ever tried like hand sewing something, if you're taking something that's longer than your arm span and fold it in half and try to do something with it, then you can't just pull and it be tight. You have to like pull and then a bit. And so that's why I find myself using arm span so much, is because it puts it within your arm span so it won't be too cumbersome. Ooh, Al says, I purchased the looper pliers and they do help in speed making links. Nice. That's good. Ooh, Brooke says, hey Vaughn. Hey Brooke. I can't remember, but is there a use for denim material when doing leather work? I feel like I learned something about that from you, but it escapes my brain. I love denim for buffing buffing my leather. Like whenever I put Aussie wax or any leather conditioner on it, I like to buff it with some denim because it will remove the excess product and it helps burnish the pores. And it's just a nice like finishing polishing cloth, I think. Hey Penny. Mwah. I'm so glad you were able to join us here today. But yeah, so now we've got the 2 wires and I just have them lined up next to each other like they're friends, and I will be treating them as though they're 1 wire, except for when I don't. So, oh Ember, you sweet little puddums. I love that bale. Okay, oh, I need that still. And now for this one, I'm going to bring this around. And I like to be consistent. It's not the end of the world if you're not consistent, but I do like to be consistent in how they cross over each other. So just like that. And like I had mentioned earlier, just in case you just popped in, we do have a full tutorial of this design coming out. So if you're not super into live stream format videos, or if I'm wandering out of frame or not very clear, we have hopefully a very high quality, yes, tutorial coming out. I tried my best at least, soon on this wrap style. So there's 1, 2, and then coming around down. 3 full wraps. And then let's try for a 4, but I think I'm going to need 5 little loopy pieces like this. Never miss any streams, honey. I just can't always type anything. No, I'm always around though. Oh, Penny. Ooh, Misty says, Vaughn, what is the title of that book you were looking at? This is the National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Fossils. It's what I read when I'm in the bathroom. So... oh my gosh. Oops. Randy. Oh, Dee Dee. She says, I'm going crazy. Sold our lake house and have the closing on the 20th. Estate sale on the 16th. Taking out our personal stuff and dealing with my husband who has Alzheimer's. Oh, Bill. Oh, Dee Dee. Give yourself a big hug for me. That's a whole lot to be going through. String says, I know, right? I have 2 pairs. Oh, y'all. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 5th one. Okay, so now we have our 5. Now I'm going to twist it, and then I'm going to bend that off to the side. I'm just getting tangled in everything. I refuse to move the cat to have more workspace just because she's my sweetie. Ooh, y'all. I think we might be able to use my ring clamp here. Is kind of a close shape. Oh, I'm sorry, Ember. Did I tickle your ear? Okay, so we have that shaped around. What a good stretch. much. You can't see past you. I don't know why I keep doing that. Oh yeah, because she's my little sweetie. Okay. Oh, I almost dropped it. So now from here you can say, it's still a little large, but we can smush it out. So just held there gently inside our frame, I'm going to do one wrap around the neck. So it's like it has a scarf dramatically fluttering in the wind. And then I'm going to take this, and this is where I really wanted, I don't want it to be breaking my stone, is in the very scientific smush technique portion. So I'm going to put my pliers in there just on either side of the stone, and then using my fingers, I'm opening it just to get it to be a little wider. And this is going to help it cinch down, in theory, onto the stone itself. Well, you know, and those top two are just hugging the shoulders real well. So now we can just kind of pinch it. Oh, it hurts my fingies though. Maybe if I use the side of my pliers, using the nylon jaw. Oh yeah, now that'll do the trick. And so this is very much in the metalsmithing community, like the bezel rollers, I think is what they're called. I hope to be a metalsmith one day. We'll see if we ever get there. But ooh. And now again, you could totally straight up, you could just bind this off nice and tight and sell that as is, or wear it as is, or however. I just want folks to know that just because I'm a workaholic and sell my art for a living does not mean that that's the only purpose behind crafting. Like, you do you. Like, do not feel pressure, even though I constantly talk about it, do not feel pressure to be like you have to make a business out of your crafting, or that you have to, you know, have to anything. You don't have to nothing but have fun. So just want to put that out there. But also, I love money and have bills to pay, so I'm making. You have a bezel roller, you use it for rolling gallery wire. Oh yeah, yeah, it's all the way over there though. I've learned by having the craft room set up like this that I really need all of my jewelry stuff like in one spot. It works to have my leatherworking and polymer clay over in one spot, but I never touch any of my metalsmithing stuff because it's over there. And that's ridiculous, but that's the reality of how it has panned out for me. All right, on Dee Dee. I think I will one day. I want to be a wee bitty blacksmith. Ding, ding, with like my little hammer. Actually, I want to be a full-on blacksmith. I would love to make like, I don't know, like a little hook for hanging a hat on out of like rebar with a hammer. That'd be cool. Okay. Do we put beads on with this? Ember, what do you think? That's a good point. I'll use these ones here. So I kind of want to do a little bead right there. Oop. And this one's got a great big hole on it, but that's okay. So now I'm going to split the wires up. This one's going to travel down that way for me, and this one's going to travel over this way. And I think, can we fit both of these wires through this bead? Stay tuned to find out. And we can. That's amazing. Okay. Oh, sorry, Ember. I think I'm going to have to scooch her just a smidge so that she doesn't keep getting wire. I just don't want to poke her, you know? Hey, oh my God, how's it going? Yes, Ember has, she like insisted today. Hello. Oh, baby. He brings me more chainmail. Okay. I just didn't want to force it and risk chipping the stone. And so again, just joining that half Persian 3-in-1. And we come through, our goal with this, with the chainmail bezels, is to have it sit very snug on the edge of the stone. And then I fill in the back with UV resin. And we do have a full tutorial on how to do this little bit of wizardry. Needed some human time? Yeah, maybe. She's having fun ignoring me, though. Oh, honey, that's such a much better fit. That's true. She misses Maddie. I think we all miss Maddie. You did great. Can I have another kiss? You know I'm a bottomless pit. Why is he still licking your foot? Like, I just got, don't go. But Z's just right there. Like, he follows Randy around and licks his foot. Like, just, it's weird. But yeah, so we'll go through. The sun's a little low in the sky right now. I prefer to do this between like noon and 2 p.m. I'll go out and I'll fill in the back. Our friend Kit taught me how to make this. She told me about it. And we'll use just a little bottle of UV resin. Like, just pretend with me. We just put it on there, and we want the surface tension of the UV resin to be touching both the stone and the chainmail. But then we'll put it out into the sun real fast to try to keep it, excuse me, from dripping around. And that does a great job of holding the stone in. But you can see it's quite on there already. I'd hate for this bezel to pop off, you know. Let's get some Wawa. Hydrate so you don't dehydrate. Okay, let's get back to wrapping this fossil. I love that little bead there, though, you guys. Ooh, I'm going to go around right here. Yes. And then I'm going to press. And just using the 2 wires next to each other, I think gives it such a cool, like, viney looking. Okay, and now I'm going to come up with just one. You know how earlier I was like, I'm going to have them be like their 1 wire until I don't? Well, now we're deviating. And I'm just going to bring it around like that, just because I wanted to add a little bit more material to that side of it. And then I'm going to press this into place. Hey, Sherry. And then nestling that around, I love when the wire comes and settles into between our other little wires. And now I'm going to slide this up in between. I think it was one of y'all that said that wire wrapping is just creative problem solving. Hey, Dancing Tree, how goes it? Oh, but I love that, the distribution of the wire and the curve of it. I'm going to wait to do something with this wire until I don't know what I want to do with it. And it's quite short, so I feel like I'm going to wait till I have a better idea of what I want to do with it. And now from right here, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go like womp, womp, womp. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was just a really good spiral. Goes well, thank you. Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, and then I'm just going to tuck it. I don't like it as much as I thought I did, but that's okay. So now I'm just going to come around like that. And then sometimes if you want, I can take it and just do what I call a training bend. So I just did that little bit of a bend in the wire. And now I'm going to feed it through. And it just helps all of the bent tension in the wire to come down and land in that one spot. So it's going to let us be like, woo, like, Kathy says, okay, Vaughn, now I'm getting ads for slides to help with foot pain. That is strange. That's between you and the algorithm. Ooh, make it a cello. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. All right, on Sarah. All things old or new, this is the style I started out wrapping with. I can actually show y'all an oldie. One of our very first, I think, dragon eyes, actually. I keep it in this box. Yeah. Oh, it's my lucky nail. Randy, I found it. This was in my boot one time. Like, and I kept like stamping my foot on the ground because I thought I had like something. Oh, it's all crumbly. I thought I had something just stuck to the bottom of my shoe, like some poop or something, like some dog poop. I was walking in the yard, but this nail was jammed all up through the bottom of my boot, and I didn't get hurt at all. And I considered that very lucky. So that's my lucky nail. Let me dump all this crud out of this box. So it's my lucky nail, and this is one of my very first. Yeah, I say very first. It was probably from like 2010, so like 2 years in. But it's one of my very first dragon eyes, made with pink nail polish and glow-in-the-dark spray paint, and acrylic marker for the pupil. But so this is a precursor, but to that style. But we all start somewhere, and it's okay to be a seedling. We paid bills off of selling these too, so it's a little bit of a kitty eye. It's a bit of a. It looks better on camera than it does in person, I'm going to be honest with you. Excuse me. Okay, I'm trying to get all the cat hair out of my throat. Woo. But yeah, just bringing that around. And I like to take this side's wire to completion before I start on the other side, just for giggles, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to cram it right there, just because there was a spot in the wire. And I like it coming straight down like that, because I'm going to grab another random bead. I think this is like a 5mm bead from the Lolly Beads. Right? Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says, I'm loving all the organic looks. Me too. Oh no, Melissa says, I just sent you all an email. I accidentally had the wrong address in when I placed an order last week. Oh no, Melissa. I'll have Randy take a look at that. He takes care of just about all of our shipping and things like that, him and our friend James. But we'll see if there's anything that can be done. Oh, it's our pleasure, Melissa. Thank you for placing an order with us. Okay. So, do you see how this bead's being floppy? Ah. Can't be having floppy beads. So I'm just going to wrap the wire around it until it's not floppy anymore. Boom. And then we're going to take this and I'm going to make it into a spiral, because I don't want the floppy. So I don't want it snagging on anything, but I also really want it to like ground out to, like, I want it to make connection with the other wires. So maybe I wonder if I can sneak it in between there. Ooh, getting close. Whoop. Okay. When in doubt, get a bigger hammer. There we go. Okay, we got it around. And then I'm gonna smoosh. Oh yeah. But now that's hanging down kind of weird off the end, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Ooh, Loki says the item in the back, the one featured on TikTok. It makes it sound so fancy. Is it a bracelet or a choker? This one here. This one I had made to be a bracelet, but truthfully, there's no reason why we couldn't make one. If you can kind of visualize, if we had just made it longer, it would be a beautiful choker, I think. Let's see. I don't much have a neck for chokers, I don't think. I like stuff that sits down around my collarbones because, well, it gives the illusion of a long neck. That is not something anyone has ever accused me of having a long neck. But yeah, you'd make it that way. We actually, Maddie and I drew up a design. The good news is they're very malleable. Let me see. Maddie and I had drawn up a design for something like this, and then also something like this, where it's that same style, kind of actually is what I'm wearing. But it would have like a shaped bend in the front center. So keep an eye out for that for future tutorials, because inspiration has struck. Hey, Samantha. Aw, thank you, Kathy. Ooh, String says a design for that using memory wire might be more universal and not need a clasp. That's a really good idea, Strings. Okay, so I want to fill in right here with, do we add a bead? Oh, let me grab some beads. I was going to try to just use up what's on the table, but it's really nice to have options. And I love these beads by Lolly Beads because it's a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 millimeter bead with very generous, I don't know how to say that, it doesn't sound weird, but very generous holes. Like they're big. Like that's a big old hole. I don't know if you can see. Will it focus? Trust me, it's huge. Oh, hey, Naomi. Yes, the first bracelet. This one is wire wrapped. This is our Elvish Gallery wire bracelet, which I'm just going to say to the 5 people who thumbs down to that video, because it's my favoriteest video that I've ever made, probably at least in the past month. May you have cat hair in your drinking water. But yeah, this is the ZDP Findings sent us some of this beautiful gallery wire, and it carries the whole design. I think it's just so gorgeous, and then the different gallery wires add such cool texture. And then I used 21 gauge square and 18 gauge half round to wrap it. And then I really love the little clasp style, which I've refined into a little bit of a different one here on this. And then we also had, pardon me, Ember. Oh, Roxanne, thank you. She says, that's a lovely bracelet. Why would anyone give it a thumbs down? I don't know. Because I guess haters have fun hating, which is fine. But I don't know if I prefer having the clasp. I think I prefer having the clasp be mobile as opposed to having the loop be mobile. So, but I'm experimenting and seeing, and of course we're going to be sharing all of these on our YouTube channel. Oh, Loki, well, thank you. Because they're knuckleheads. Nah, it's all right. I'll take any engagement where I can get it. If it helps the channel, then sure, why not? But actually, it delighted me the other day. We had someone being a little rude in the comments, and it lets me know that I'm doing something right when trolls start to get belligerent. It's like, okay, I'm going to keep being me as hard as I can just to spite you. Ha ha ha. Oh, I love the little 3 millimeter. Look at that. Just the beads. Bro. You're the good kind of troll, pro. Like, I love funny trolls, but like whenever they come through and people are just like, you're ugly and your mama dresses you funny, I'm just like, why would you say that? And now I'm going to squish that just a little more. I feel like this style of wire wrapping is very akin to like just hiding everything under my bed. Trying to make it look like, yeah, this is, I know what I'm doing. Smush, squish, hide. Yep, exactly, Kathy. Hey, Tish. Ooh, Cat and Cauldron says, love your new magic shorts. It took me a second to understand what you meant because I was like, I don't wear shorts, but no, thank you. Maddie helped me figure out how to use TikTok, you guys. Like, I was in tears. I was so grateful. She showed me how to edit stuff in TikTok. Okay, so there's that side. I'm very, very pleased with all that. And then I want to come in here and let's use another one of, I'm going to slide the bead onto our longer of the two wires. And now we just have one bead with two wires, one going around it and one going through it. And I'm going to bend it this way. Oh, that looks neat. Oh, yes. Oh, I like that. Y'all. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm very, very glad that I took the time to get to where I can do what I'm visualizing with wire, with like the weaving and the tidy stuff. This is my favorite. I love wrapping like this. It's just so like dancing with chaos. And I'm just going to kind of sew it through, feeding it through, squishing it. Come on, get it through there. Yes. Was it Randy kept saying to me? She was a fairy. Like, I don't know why he kept saying that. But it came to mind just now. Yeah, I'll take it. Because, like, that looks kind of weird. But sometimes I just have to get out of my own way and let the wire wrapping be whatever it is that it's going to be. And just enjoy the process. Oh, Roxanne says just ordered a set of those lolly beads. Oh, I hope they work out for you, Roxanne. I've been really pleased with them personally, but ooh, Art Nouveau, yes. Oh, I love that. Let's see. I kind of want to do another spiral right there. So I'm going to bend with my thumbnail, and then I'm going to kind of shape this around. I'm just trying to tighten down that little spiral. And then I'm going to come through there because I just, again, it's all about growing. Like, if this were a plant, like a pea plant in my garden, and it were growing on itself, where would the vine, where would the tendril want to attach onto to support itself? Ooh, right on, Loki. Loki says that that's a piece that would go well with a well-worn leather garment, like a brown leather vest. Oh, I love that. My middle name, and I didn't know beads and wire would bring out the joy and chaos in me. Oh, Tish. Dee Dee says all the little details on the sides will help protect the fossil. I hope so. I mean, I just want to like frame it. Oh, I love it. Ember, what do you think? Ember, validate me. She won't. Oh, you're good, Loki. Ooh, Sarah says, I have them in 3 colors now. Right on. Which one's your favorite, Sarah? I really like the platinum and the antique brass, I think is the tone that it's called. Oh, well, thank you, Roxanne. Just over here harassing my cat. Notice me, senpai. Oh, Dan. Okay, so I've hooked through here on the back. Let's hide a little bead in there. Womp, womp. If there are any bead manufacturers who might end up accidentally watching this video, I would pay really good money for a set just like this in pure copper beads, like seamless. They could have seams. I almost don't even care. Just copper beads. That way I can oxidize and polish them and stuff. But I cannot find like a substantial bulk set. It's always like 10 beads for blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need like 1,000 of those. So, because otherwise I'll get into this mindset of like, no, well, I only have 10 of them, so I don't want to use them on this project. And then I'll never use the beads. Oh, that didn't come out at all like I had thought. Let's see. Will meddling destroy it or make it cooler? Stay tuned to find out. Oh yeah. Nah, it's okay. I shouldn't have meddled. It's just poking out kind of weird. And this is the nice thing about Parawire, you guys. If you're not entirely certain that you like something, you can just undo it. Yes, Kathy says, oh my God, yes, copper beads in a box in bulk. Yes, yes, yes. Copper or copper color? Copper, like solid copper. That way, like, I can patina it and I can polish it and I don't want to have to worry about the copper plating coming off. Hey, designed by Joe. But I'm getting to the point where I'm about like ready to start learning how to make them just so that niche can be I'm not going to say that. Here I go. I need someone to fill my niche. I need a box of copper beads. Bright red copper, though. Yes, I want to antique it my own self. Desecrated by Loki. TM. How are you doing today, Joe? See, well, and it looks exactly like how it did, but I'm somehow happier with it this time round. So I'm just going to let it be. Christina says, been making bracelets like a crazy person lately. Ooh, like macrame or ooh, Christina also said, I found some beads on Amazon, sold in large amounts, but may not be the very best quality, though I think they're very pretty. Right on. Well, what kind are they? And Heather says, glad you guys made it back. Me too. I love my fuchsia tie-dye. Oh, Heather, that's so good to hear. Just simple wire bracelets. Right on. What is the best place to buy eye pins and head pins? Is this thing on? Oh, I'm sorry. Dance and Chases. Wire is a raw material like yarn or rubber or textiles. Etsy has questions about how an item was produced, and there's an overlap with handmade and assembled. There's quite a discussion in the forums. Some argue wire work is assembled. Really? That's very, very tricky. I do not think that wire work is assembled, even if I'm, not to put it this way, but just making wire links like this. To me, this is handmade. This is just as handmade as this, because this technique right here is the beginner foundational technique to everything else that I have ever learned. I would have never been able to make this design if I hadn't started with a basic wire link. So I really don't want to see Etsy put another obstacle in the way for beginner artisans to be able to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's tricky. Yeah, Roxanne says, if anyone says wire work is assembled, it's because they've never worked with wire before. And I'm going to say, I think wire work could be considered, if they're going to consider it assembled, then they should also consider, well, F me, I guess. I can't find the bracelet. I made one bead bracelet one time. I think I sent it to somebody as a free gift just to get it out of my house because it made me sad. Like bead weaving, like any kind of bead work would be considered assembled underneath that same frame of mind, because unless the person's making the bead or spinning the floss that they're beading with, it's all varying degrees of handmade. And I understand why I understand that it can get tricky. I'm not completely privy to all the elements of this or how Etsy's going to be sorting those things. Assembled anyone can do, handmade takes skill. And the thing is I don't think assembled jewelry is a bad thing. I think one day it's going to get to the point between my arthritis and my eyesight, I'm going to be like 150 probably, I don't know, or 40. And not 140, just 40. But one day it might be to where all I can do is to glue cabochons that I didn't make into bezels that I didn't make, and then put them together with jump rings that I didn't make. But I still want to be able to enjoy the process of making jewelry and creating something to either sell or give to somebody. So I think assembled jewelry is valid as well. Like I don't like seeing this nitpicky sort of behavior whenever it's, I don't know. Like I do need to go get my do I need to go mine the raw materials, then cut and polish and melt down the metals and pull my own wire? Like those pieces will be $5,000 at that point, right? So can painting, assembling colored paints they didn't make on a canvas that they didn't make. Exactly. So blub. Hey Loki. Hey Tashers. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. That's just Etsy's opinion. They don't need to be deciding things for others. Yeah. Hand assembled to me is something where you buy a prefab setting with a calibrated stone and all you do is glue it in. Very big gray area though. Yeah. And if I were on Etsy, I would still I hate that, but people post their work, even if it's just assembled, because I like making assembled stuff too. I wonder if maybe they had considered having departments within Etsy where it was clearer to the purchaser when something is manufactured perhaps in a factory setting. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have Etsy's issues to have to be responsible for fixing. Yes, Cat and Cauldron says if Etsy wants to split hairs that minutely, there'd be no makers. Yeah. Roxanne says, but even if you glued the bezel and attached the jump rings, if you came up with a design, then the design is yours. And so I think that counts as handmade. Well, but if you follow along with my tutorial, that's still yours. It's still handmade, even if it's, or if you follow along with a knitting pattern or, something. So I don't even know if originality of something, like, it's like, why have this bar that people are having to jump over to get into selling stuff on your website? Etsy is what's got me wondering. It's not part of the algorithm. It's just to help customers understand what they're buying. There's a difference between mining, cutting, and wrapping a stone and stringing beads. There certainly is, Katrina. They just rolled it out, and in the future, we'll be using it as a way for buyers to search. Okay. Oh, Patrice says, who weaves all their own fabric? One or two designers. As a sewist, I'd never sew anything if it had to be grown and woven by me. Yeah, it's almost silly to talk. Like, I can't believe that. Ooh, what's 200 for $6? Pack of 200, less than $6. Having said that, Rio has them. Rio has them. Rio can fill my niche. Oh boy. It's like they just threw gasoline all over the crafting community. Just post it to Regretsy instead and then blame Loki. Oh no. Yeah, not like I'm going out and mining the silver I'm using with a pickaxe or finding the metal, forging the metal, milling the metal, and then making stuff out of it. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I'd watch the video if somebody went out and did it 100%. After everything else they have done in the past, I'm not ever going to be shocked by the crap they try to pull. Yeah, same, Brooke. And I liked Etsy for being a platform that made it very accessible and very straightforward for new artisans or artists to put their art online for sale, whether it's jewelry's art or paintings art or however, in a way that in the earlier days of the internet, people were like, I don't feel like buying from like your sketchy HTML looking website, whereas Etsy looked very clean and professional and didn't have all the bugs and stuff, and it had support and different things. And so times are changing. What can we say? Fortunately, there's a whole lot of different options. People are way more trusting, it seems, about buying stuff on the internet. So, yeah, 2009. Oh, okay. Dancing says, I've been on that platform since 2009. Have seen so many changes. Yeah. Oh, Sarah. I think I've had that kid or someone related to them in my booth. She says, I was telling a kid I handmade everything in my booth. He pointed to the display/holder and said, how about this? I had to say I made all the jewelry. Dan says, I just ordered, what? I just ordered you 2,500 copper beads. Holy smokes, Dan. That's a lot of beads. Ooh, hey, Tashers. I'm ranting and rambling. Tasher says, sorry I missed the beginning, but how was your time away? Did we have a good road trips? We did. It was amazing. It was so nice to get to see the family and catch up with everybody. We've got a few things going on that are a little stressful, but all in all, everything's going to be okay. Ranting is good for the soul sometimes. I feel like when ranting gets to be fun, I should stop because otherwise I'm just huffing farts. That's fair. Katrina says, Etsy is doing this to try to help cut down on people who are reposting stuff from AliExpress. Yeah, with all of the AI generated crap, that's actually a problem. Etsy's trying to do what they can to help. Yeah, to help those of us who make things by hand. Like I had said, I'm very glad that I don't have to sort through the pickle that's Etsy's in, because there are some real problems going on with Etsy, with the AI and with posting things from AliExpress, and just it's an ever-changing market. I really do feel in my heart that whenever Etsy went publicly traded, their priority was no longer with the people who shop or sell on their site. It became all about that bottom line. And don't get me wrong, I love capitalism. I too have bills to pay and beads to buy and cats to feed. But it just, whenever I felt that major priority shift, I was just like, the drop shippers on Etsy are astronomical. Yeah. But it's fun to get riled up, clearly. Especially whenever it's stuff that's so close to our hearts. Like all of us here with businesses, we've all put blood, sweat, and tears and bits of ourselves into our businesses, and any kind of change that is out of our control, like if Wix is my web hosting service, like changes something, it's like, oh man, I get curmudgeonly immediately. Like it's like, who changed the setting on my VCR? Like instant rage. So it'll all work itself out. I'm going to try to not spike the old blood pressure over it, but a lot of blood. Do you still have all your fingers and toes, Loki? I hope you're all right. But yeah, and also to clarify, this is the first I've heard of the Etsy stuff, so I haven't had time to really think about any of my opinions on anything. Ooh, right. Katrina says, Go Imagine is a really good platform to try alongside Etsy. They're small but are a nonprofit and have no plans to go public. They're working on growth if y'all want to try a new marketplace. Well, there you go. Oh, thank you, Katrina, for sharing that. Hey, Donna. Donna says, hey, everyone. Happy Friday. I finally made my first wire-wrapped bracelet. My friends loved it, but all I can see all their mistakes. Does that ever go away? I call that the artist's eye. It's very critical of our own work. And I've had to kind of put a ball gag on mine and stuff it in a box. So it's like, can you just, like, if other Vaughn with the artist's eye is over here and is like, I'll just be like, can you please shut up and go away? Like, harshing my vibe. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it's, yeah, Dancing Tree says, no, we are our own worst critics. Yeah. But it's learn to accept compliments that you may or may not agree with grace. Because art is for the person enjoying it. If they like it, there's nothing, like, if they like it, then they're right. So you hope they pick a side, but not customer or owner. Gotcha, Tish. You don't like Etsy's policies, don't put all your eggs in their basket. They may be the biggest marketplace, but aren't the only marketplace. That is true. It is, we are spoiled with the luxury of options nowadays. Which I have to say, y'all, I've been very pleased with having our own website. And we still, time will tell if hiring someone to do the web design for us. Hopefully that'll have been a worthwhile investment, but You still have to do all the same social media posts and all the ads and all the different things. So it's good luck to all of us. Right on. Loki says, yes, I'm pleased with getting a site and moving on from Etsy. Oh, Tasha says, Yale's website looks fire. Really pretty fire. Well, thank you. I'm really pleased with it. Oh, Deborah says, love your fur baby boss. Yeah. I love that she's keeping me company today. This has been a while. Little slobbery kitty. I'm not getting anything done. Randy's gotten way more made than I have. I've only gotten 2 pendants made today. That's okay. I think this one's done, y'all. Ooh, thank you, baby. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to kind of tuck this wire through right there. I was thinking we need to have the Kick Shoppers Network where all the crafters are featured by hosts hawking goods. Only 5 more wire necklaces left. Like a QVC, but on Kick. That'd be neat. I actually feel, okay, let me get my bangs out because I'm about to do business horoscope stuff. Okay, are y'all ready? I think Randy and I are going to continue to build up our online presence and be consistent with our social media and stuff. But I really do think that in-person events are going to be kind of where it's at, because there's such a saturation of just about everybody's got an online business hucking something, whether they're influencing or whether they're affiliating, or there's just so much of being sold to on Instagram and TikTok, like everything. Like I'll get like 2 or 3 good memes about like cats eating cake or something, and then it'll be like an ad for something. Whereas in-person events, so like festivals, craft shows, conventions, some of these different things, I think that's where Randy and I are going to be focusing a lot of our attention in the coming years. Now, we do have our elderly pets that we're trying to be here for, but if you're finding yourself, this is where it's horoscope time. I need someone with bangs to tell me which planet is ruining my life right now. Sorry, I feel ridiculous. If you're having trouble with getting your business off the ground online, I would really, really recommend checking out and seeing if your local area has like an art league, or maybe it might be a great time for you or some friends to start an art league. And if they don't have a local arts and crafts show in the spring or in the fall, or gosh, the one that they have at like Christmas time in the Lincoln County High School where I graduated from, we did great there, you guys. And it was like not a very big booth fee. It was in the high school, so the venue was like a high school, but it was a really good show. And things like that might be a good avenue. You don't have to just exist online. So horoscope over. So Friday night QVC for all the kick makers. Now that's our Monday live streams are getting increasingly, they're basically QVC now, because we stream instead of doing our pre-recorded shop updates, we do a shop update live stream, and that way we can oogle and ogle at all of the stones and things live. Tasher says, wait, sorry, was a high school show recent? This was years and years ago, but they still have it, and it's still put on by the same art league. So okay, that's probably outdated information, but it was still really good back then. And so I would, if I lived in that town, I would try to sign up for it again this year. So, ooh, is 3.2 a good size for wire wrapping? Let me see. That sounds dummy thick. I'm not gonna lie. That's thick. For wire wrapping. So just to see here, 2 millimeters is a 14 gauge, and personally that's the thickest that I use. But I have seen, and actually let me go grab it, it's on my porch. I had purchased this from another artist from like the boutique kind of head shop that I worked in. And now I'm on the porch. I'm free. Ha ha. Oh, I can't go too far. The mic will cut out. My sweet potato vine. What are you doing? Oh, you need watered. Freaking aphids. Oh, my marigolds. Oh, y'all. I don't know if you can hear me, but okay, here it is. My milkweed is flowering. I hope I get some monarchs to have babies on it. All right, so this is dusty and kind of crumbly. Wow, this is actually the same exact style of wrap that okay. So whoever made this has subconsciously influenced me because this is the exact same style of wrap that that I'm doing here. So the foundational technique is the same, but I think this is a 3mm wire. So it might just be like 2.5mm. So you can do wire wrapping with it. It's just a much larger piece. And this one here, wow, that's so pretty. I love it. I love agate as sun catchers. And she's gone. Tasha says, man, that would be wild. Setting up at an old high school. The memories for some, the trauma. Yeah. Well, thank you, lady. I never had a successful show, probably because I hide from the people, not comfortable selling in person. I do okay online, not enough to live on, but it keeps me out of the bars. So that's fair dancing. And that's something that do not be afraid to approach like boutiques or to for anybody in Southern Tennessee, the Fayetteville Art Center is out of like an old church, like that was donated to the art center, and they renovated it. And like the whole inside is they just have a booth set up, and then they have people who will volunteer, who are in the art league, will volunteer and run the building so that it'll be open to the public. And that way, you don't have to be in your booth talking to people at all. Now I'm a bit of a social butterfly when the mood hits. So and money always makes the mood hit. So if I'm working, I'm working. But it can give different avenues for if you're not much of a people person or sales just is not something that you enjoy. Don't be afraid to hire someone perhaps to represent you with sales. Sometimes outsourcing stuff, like especially when I've barely got 2 pennies to rub together, giving one of those pennies to someone else to do something for me is really hard to do whenever I feel like, well, I'll just do it myself. But if somebody else is like just a really good salesperson, they're worth every bit of that penny or however much it is that you're paying them. So it's, again, the obstacle is the way. So if I'm not able to set up the booth by myself, maybe looking for a boutique or like an art collective, because in Huntsville, Alabama, the Lowe's Mill Art Center, Randy and I used to set up there. Now this was back like pre-2010. So it's been a while, and I don't know if they still do like their sales on Saturdays where you can just set up in the aisles and stuff. But it was pretty cool to get to just try all these different things until we found what worked for us. Wow, Dan says, I got 47 agate pieces. I'm going to use them as counterweight for bamboo wind chimes. Yeah, the 3.2, that should be pretty good. That's going to be awesome, actually. All right, on lady. Sarah says, I love selling in person, love talking about my stuff and meeting other vendors. Yep. Because if I'm just like, no, I still talk to people even when I'm just out at Walmart. I can't help myself. I just like meet my new best friend every time I'm out in public. And it's like, Maddie was horrified because I started to just like talk to somebody in a PetSmart. But I was like, I don't know, they had like a fish in the bag. I had to ask them. Like, they have regulars and other vendors that show up for shows often. Right on, Christina. Yeah, the Lowe's Mill. Oh, and they used to have super introvert here. Right on, Dancing Tree. My spoons are very tactile and sell themselves at in-person sales. That's awesome. But yeah, so if something that you tried doesn't work, then try something different. If it's in your heart that you want to pursue it, then just keep trying. 11 to 4. Oh, I got a rubber ears. Woo, 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 woo. It's not the same when all people can do is look at photos on a website. Yep. Oh, now that's a really good question. How do you know when that your jewelry is good enough to sell? Deborah, if I had waited for my jewelry to be good enough to sell, I don't know if I ever would have started selling my jewelry. I wonder, I don't know how, I'm not logged into my Facebook on this page. But in our Back to Earth Creations Facebook page, you can see some of our older work. And it was, I hate to, say it this way, where it's, oh, well, it's just bead strung jewelry. Actually, this piece that I'm wearing is very much along the same lines as what I made in our first couple of years of making jewelry, where now granted I hadn't made my own lamprey glass bead, but where I had used bead-alon like beading cable and crimp beads, and I just strung beads together and made a pretty sparkly necklace. There's really not a ton of skill in doing this. There's some, it's got some hair stuck in it. I'm a hairy Larry, so it's like on the back of my neck, it's always pulling my hairs out. You'd think it epilated me baldy, but here I go, growing more neck hair. Super sexy neck hair. Anyways, but yeah, so it's, if you're enjoying it and if you like how it looks and you want to sell your stuff, people are gonna want to buy it. And we also, some of our very first pieces of jewelry were just chip beads strung on elastic cord, and we sold them for $1 because I underpriced my work chronically. Like horribly underprice it. But yeah, so stringing chip beads, like it was, some of them were very, very plain designs. A lot of them were very affordable beads, but we started and kind of built things up from there. Actually, let me see if I can find, I really want to share it with you guys, because mostly just because I want to see it again. There we go. How do I find my photos and stuff? There we go. Can I sort it by... Oh, that's a really cute picture. Oh my gosh. Oh, you made another one. I'm just over here having fun. I don't know, like a bunch. I've got 3 here on the table, 4 here on the table. 4 more cats. Albums, maybe it's... Ooh, all of our old belly dance photos. Okay, so these are ours. Let me see if I can scroll down. I never do that. Your hard work is hard work and love intentional for the hobbyists. Right on. Those glass beads are art too. We help those handmade from the old Craftsy app. Okay. I donate most of my stuff to the local charities to use for fundraising. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go through the archives of time, and the camera's probably going to try to autofocus like a bunch, but bear with me. Okay, so we've been doing this for a while, you guys, but I'm just going to keep scrolling. I'm going to cry whenever I see Callie and Sam Dog, but that's okay. Oh, I loved that. I gave that to my friend Yvette. Ooh, I still have that. Okay, I'm making... Oh. Oh, Callie Cat, I love and miss you. Oh, scrolling through. Okay, I'm going to scroll faster because, like I said, years and years of this stuff. Sometimes it's easy to forget our own lives behind us. I've been intending to make a tutorial of this and have not. I need to make a tutorial of that. Let's see. Scrolling. We hit the 20. Those are some of our very first lamprey glass beads, you guys. Okay, scrolling. I was into cosplay quite a bit. Oh boy. But we're gonna get there. Oh, that was really cool. That was polymer clay and resin. That was fun. One Valentine's Day, you guys, we did I got a whole bunch of boxes of cheap chocolates and ate all the chocolates, and then used the boxes to put like cabochons. Oh, Sam Dog! Oh, little buddy. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, we miss him. Oh, it's okay. Oh, my boobs look great there. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. It's been a while since I've like worn a real bra. So whenever I see my old costumes, I'm just like, dang girl, get it. Oh, an Ewok. Hey, babe. Oh, okay. Let me see. We're going. We're scrolling. There's our boot. God, how many pictures have I uploaded? This is exhausting. That's wild. We're still in Missouri here. I haven't even gotten back to Tennessee yet. That's that scale kilt we made for somebody. This is the wrap style, you guys, that we're kind of doing right here, where I added like beads and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Okay, but we're gonna get to it. If you can't be we need to be our own biggest fans. Oh, there's my Ember kitty. Oh, that's you, Ember. Sorry, it's fun to kind of go through and look at the old photos. Oh my God. I don't know whose dog that is, but it's adorable. We're getting close. So we're getting into some of our earlier work. Which really, to look at it, like I've gotten decent enough at silencing my inner artist's eye that it's like, I think this is fairly decent. Now, this is some of the work that we had out at our first craft show. It was the, excuse me, Host of Christmas Past in Fayetteville, Tennessee. But we did a whole bunch of these where it's like, let me see if I can just do screen capture. No. There we go. Okay, so this here, these little, I just used like 2-part epoxy and glued that on, and then we strung necklaces, and that was the bulk of like our filler for that. So we're coming down here, and I think we have pictures of the booth. I've always loved lampwork glass stuff, you guys, and so we'd buy these from like not AliExpress, Hobby Lobby. I didn't even know about AliExpress at the time, and just doing some chainmail. Like, I want to recreate some of these designs. This was from back in like 2011. Scrolling, that was one of my very first necklaces made with hazelnuts. And then some beadwork, some macrame. Like this is what most of our booth was filled with. Fire Mountain, that's right, yeah. Oh, and I love that piece with the moonstone. Like my extra juicy Photoshop skills with I think Microsoft Paint. But yeah, and these are pictures or some of our earlier work, but we've got and I did a whole lot of this where I just bought really cute little teardrops that already had the loops drilled into them. I bought those pre-made and put them together. Those I made the bezels and stuff, but we did a whole lot of just kind of assembled jewelry. Like these ones here, that's just a really cute charm with a little link bead. And I think that's perfectly okay. Like those, I just thought those were pretty. Oh, I remember somebody had commented on this on like, not Instagram, DeviantArt. They were like, I can get those for like 10 cents, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but it was fine. This was one of my very first polymer clay pieces, you guys. I was trying to make it look like watermelons. And it looks like watermelon Laffy Taffy, and I really leaned into that. But yeah, lots of strung beads. So like I tried to make up for my lack of skill and experience by having as good of a quality as what I could muster, which is basically just it being comfortable to wear and holding together and being made out of like genuine materials. Like I couldn't use anything that turned my skin green. That was one of my very first belly dance outfits that I had made, you guys, to be like this mermaid piece. It was a lot of fun. I loved that crown too. I crocheted that one. Let's see, are we coming up? No, I take that back. This was my very first belly dance outfit. Are you kidding? I don't have a picture of the booth. Well, heck, I just made all of us look through all of that, and I don't have a picture of the booth. Well, I'll have to find it. We'll have to figure that out. But But yeah, it's just try your best and give it your all and just do the thing. And you will get better. You'll find what your passions are. And I think we owe it to ourselves, just as people who are existing, to pursue what we're passionate about and to just give it our all. Ooh, Kat says, sometimes it helps to have a friend who can help you price your things. I'm not a big jewelry shopper, but I work with someone who likes shopping. She consistently tells me my prices are too low. She has a good eye and grasp of shoppers in our area and tells me to price my items at least 3 times more than I think. Wow, right on. Love the crop job. Yeah. Microsoft Paint all the way. I showed off my hoard of stuff that I've collected from you guys over the years past. So many great things. Still love every single piece. Oh, Tashers. Yeah, it was a quick scroll through. But maybe it's over here. Let me check one more thing. I'm supposed to be logging off like right now, but let me check one more thing. And we're going to put it on kitty cam for a minute. Boom. Isn't he just? And I'm going to search. Our Back to Earth Creations is still up there on a DeviantArt. Now this has a lot more of our work. Let's see, am I able to pull this up? There we go, on the gallery. Now this is where, this was before Facebook and everything was like popular. Went through, and this has got, oh, I remember that. I love that piece. I love that piece so much. I'm gonna have to rewatch that tutorial and make my own stuff because, oh, and Randy's so adorable. Look at me in my ear. Wow, much cosplay. IzumiCon, that was a fun event. Okay, let's see. Do we have booth setups? What did I just click on? Oh, that was our scraps. That was a lot of fun. I had made a thumb brace for someone who had hurt their thumb. I completely forgot about that. We made a scale tie, apparently. Let's see, what's in here? We had some tutorials. That was a lot of fun. Wood burning on the leather. Okay, so I'll have to just rummage and see if I can find it. I wonder if there's a way that I can search on my own page on DeviantArt. I can. If I could spell correctly, that'd be cool. I found them. Okay, oh my gosh. And this is in front of our old apartment, you guys. I need to download all of these pictures. We did a mock booth setup in front of our apartment. Oh my God. That's Randy and George. This is when Randy was still working nights. But yeah, that was our very first booth, you guys. Like we had because I wanted to vend at the Ren Fair. This was at the Hosted Christmas Past in 2010. So this must have been the 2nd or 3rd year that we were there. And they did run electric to our booth. I wonder, am I not able to zoom in? Nah. Sarah says, my husband wants to paint things for the booth. I sent him your Dragon Eye tutorial. Yes. Hey, pretty cute. Oh my gosh, let's go back and let's see. Here it is. That's not it either. Because this is the Christmas in Lynchburg in 2008. This was the 2nd craft show we had ever done. But here you can see we had some of our displays because we put a lot of money into our displays. We got those from Fire Mountain Gems. Oh my gosh. There's my husband. Oh, he was just my boyfriend at the time. You can't see his face, but I know it's him. But yeah, we had some of our wood burnt boxes. We had our earrings and macrame necklaces. Oh, I can zoom in even farther. But yeah, so it's really, to go back and look at this stuff, what looks amateurish to my eye is my display more than anything, because I was doing just the best I could with my wire wrapping and with all that stuff. So but you can see there, and it's like we've got a lot of cabochons just glued into alloy bezels. We've got a bunch of our star flowers. We've got very little that it took there's all of the, I don't know if you're able to see this on the screen anyways, but it's just the concepts. Everybody has to start somewhere, and you never know where you're going to end up if you don't start going. That red coral necklace, that was from that bag that our friend Judy Hall gave us from an estate sale. And she's like, if you restring this, you can keep all the rest of the beads in this bag. And that really gave a big push to us starting our whole business and company and everything. So, wow, what a wild ride it has been. I can't believe that was 2008. But yeah, the hosted Christmas past was like in November. So I remember we had to miss our friend George's birthday. It was our first time that workaholicing one, because we were like, sorry, bud, but we've got work. We can't go to your birthday. So that's pretty cool stuff. Thank you guys for going down memory lane with me this evening. We all have an origin story. Exactly. You could spot a crochet. Tasha says, do I spy crochet on that table too? Yeah, we made little like crocheted bags. They were fun. They never sold very well, but that's okay. I was selling them for $10 a piece. So it is what it is. All right, y'all. I'm going to go get dinner going. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I know we only got like 2 pieces of jewelry made, but here, let me finish this one that Randy brought me. That way we'll have gotten a little more jewelry made. But we are going to be live streaming again tomorrow, I believe from 6 until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's just a short stream, but it's just long enough for us to get to hang out for a bit, get a little bit of work done, make some mischief. Have a great weekend, everyone. Here, I gotta open that. Let me pick a cab. Pick a cab, any cab. But it's very nice to remember the start of all of this, because we get so slogged up. I don't think that's a term, but we get very entrenched in the stress of the now, that sometimes I think I forget to look up and look around me and look behind me and see how far we have come and how much we've put into this dream. And so I don't want to let the stress of it make me resent my work, because Dragon Con is so stressful. Like Randy and I are actually like, we're like, what if we went down this way through Birmingham, Alabama, instead of having to go down Monteagle in the minivan fully loaded? Because last year in the minivan, it was shaking, and I was very scared. Randy's a very good driver, but that hill is steep, and we were loaded for bear. And so that's just one part of Dragon Con being stressful. So it's like, we were thinking about like bypassing, like leaving a day early and bypassing, just so we don't have to ride down that mountain. But we will burn that bridge when we get there. We will pluck that chicken when we get there. I think that looks really sharp. I like this one a lot. I think this is an agate rather than a jasper, but it's very opaque though. Christina says, good luck. Is anyone helping you this year? We've got Maddie and her mama Amy in the booth helping us this year. They helped us again at Anime St. Louis earlier in the year. And we're kind of training Maddie on if she wants to like take over the business. So we've been training her these past 4 summers. And not that I'm ready to hand it over yet, but it's just having options is a luxury. And I'd love for her to have the option of if she wants to pursue her art, because she does like our stickers for us and different things. And it's just giving her a little bit more experience in the different options. She actually, oh my God, you guys, not to be telling all the family business, but she's started her first job, like her first, like getting paid by not family job. And I'm not going to say where she works or anything. We're going to respect her privacy, but I'm so proud of her. And I know that her work ethic and just her being her is going to be such a boon to their company. And I'm so proud and excited for her. So I'm blessed to have all these to have all of these like same vibe of like creative, cool young people in my life. And so they make me want to do my best for them. So that's always really nice. I wonder how many she's made in all these years. Stickers or... Wait, I missed something. I don't know how she did it with barely... Oh no, Sabea. Yeah, the half version 3-in-1. Okay, we'll get into that tomorrow. I'll actually show you guys the OG, the one I learned on with the tiger's eye and the German silver. But I will see y'all in our next live stream. We're streaming tomorrow from 6 until 8. We have a tutorial for y'all on Sunday at noon. We have a live stream at noon on Monday, and then another tutorial on Tuesday. And then it just all keeps going. But we're juggling. We've got this. And if y'all haven't checked out our Instagram and Facebook reels, our YouTube shorts, or our TikToks, please go check those out. I've really been busting my balls on that, trying to really juggle everything and get that taken care of to try to be helpful to y'all. So if y'all have any questions or anything that you'd like for me to demonstrate or answer in our TikToks, let me know, because I actually did one of these bracelets for a demonstration tutorial. It's not either of these, but for a demonstration just for those TikToks. So I'm finally embracing short format video content. So thank you guys again for being here, and we'll see y'all next time. So until then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye. Oh, how do I do this? It's been a while since I've streamed. Bye, Pro. Bye, Sabea. Bye, Tashers. Bye, Shar. Oh no, Shar just came in. Bye, Dee Dee. Give each other's a big hug from us. Bye, guys. Mwah.